بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين من أين لي النجاة ولا تستطاع إلا بك. Oh Allah, where can I find my redemption, my freedom, my salvation with other than you? So here Imam alayhi salam in this phrase says, I need my najat. Najat means to be rescued, to have redemption from a danger, from a threat. And Imam says there is no rescue, there is no way to have redemption, there is no way to get out of the threat and out of the danger other than with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a question that comes to mind here is that what is the danger? What is the threat? We look at our lives, we don't see any threat, we don't see anything to bother us. If we are sick, if we have some shortcoming in salary, worldly needs, then we may feel a kind of danger, we may need a kind of threat if there is an enemy to attack us. But generally speaking, we don't find any threat, we don't find any danger. Imam alayhi salam is about to teach us as a human being. When I look at myself, I find myself before I see a threat and a danger and an enemy, and I know that the only way out, the only salvation that I can have, the only place that I can have refuge is you. And I cannot achieve my redemption without being with you. So, what is that danger? What is that threat? It goes back again to our anthropology. It goes back to the definition that we have from human being and also the definition that we have from man's salvation, man's happiness and suffering and misfortune, sa'ada and shaqaba, as we have it in akhlaq and irfan. So, uh, when you look at the happiness that man has, this happiness is in a big threat, is at a big risk, and it is likely that I get into a danger and I may lose my happiness. So there is such a threat for me as a human being, as for all of us as human beings. This is how Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam sees the life. This is what Quran refers to in Surah Al-Asr, Innal insana lafi khusr. All human beings are in a big loss. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات. Except those who have faith and those who do good actions. They are patient in this way and they encourage others to be patient and to be with truth. So these people will receive freedom out of the redemption, out of the danger and out of the threat. One of the Mufassirin of Quran, he says, once I was walking in the market, I came across to a person who was selling ice. In the past, the people didn't have a freezer or a refrigerator, so they had to go to in countries like Iran. They used to go to the mountainous areas. There were some natural freezers. They used to that they could find ice even in the winter time, in the summer time. Sorry. So they had to go and break the ice and to bring it and to sell it in the city. And you know that when you bring ice without any freezer, without any refrigerator, so it's very likely that in few hours it will be melted out, and all your struggle will be in vain if you are not able and capable to sell it to people. He says that one of these mufassirin says that I was walking in the market, I saw one of these people selling ice, and he was saying, "Irhamu man yadhubu ra'su malih." Oh, people, show mercy to the one that whose capital, his whatever he has is being melted. His capital and the stock that he has is being melted if you don't buy it. He says that I didn't find any better explanation for innal insana lafi khusr. Man is in a big loss. Every second of life, every moment of life which is passing, and we are not changing it into something that is going to give us happiness, we are in a big loss. And Imam is feeling this danger. And Imam says, the only way that I can protect myself from being wasted is to be with you, is to give it to you. The point is that, when it comes to the matter of pleasure and pain, we can find it with our intrinsic nature. So there are things that we like them, there are things that we don't like them, we dislike them. Something is sweet, we like it, something is bitter, we don't like it. If something is painful, if something is bothering on the body, we can understand it. We don't need anyone to teach us. But when it comes to happiness, when it comes to suffering in the long term, this is not something that people can understand easily. Here you need the philosophy. Here philosophy comes actually to give you a kind of insight to have the long-term happiness. And sometimes, this long-term happiness needs to sacrifice even some of the pleasures. And the long-term happiness may entail some pains to take. So you see that this is how happiness and suffering will differ from pleasures and pains, that people can understand the latter but not the first. And here, for the understanding of Sa'ada and Shagaba, we need the religion, we need the philosophy, we need anthropology, we need cosmology, and all these things are needed. As a perfect man like Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, he says that there is a big threat, there is a big risk for human being, and that is to lose yourself. إن الخاسرين الذين خسروا أنفسهم, as Quran says. The losers are those who lose their own selves. But you don't understand it today. يوم القيامة, Quran says. On the day of judgment, we will see that those who lost themselves, they are the bankrupts, they are the big losers. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the wisdom to understand the essence of human being, and inshallah to struggle in this journey. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.